Yes, sir. Welcome to the corner. The corner where we don't sell dope and pussy. We sell knowledge and statistics. No, but for real, we have a lot to get into today. First off, we're going to talk about a couple things that aren't sports related, but just about the channel and get them out the way. Please, if you feel differently than what I say, please tell me. Comment it. If you see me in person, talk to me about it. We love it. We love debates. It's one of my most favorite things about sports. The fact that, you bounce ideas off each other. Might feel differently after the conversation, Secondly, we're not doing this for money. It's not why I'm doing it. Sports are fun. It's like I live and breathe them. If I'm not physically doing something, then I'm probably on ESPN looking at stats, looking at box scores and shit like that. It just is. I've always been like that. I'm going my top teams for each sport. I'm gonna go ahead and establish those episode 1, so we're not bandwagon flipping and flopping. I'm a Lakers fan. Have been since 08, 09. I was 9 years old when I first got into basketball, and I love Kobe. I love Pau Gasol. He was my favorite player growing up. Love him. This is my first year watching soccer and hockey, so I picked 2 of those teams. I'm only watching Premier League. West Ham, all the way, rough year. I'm a Utah Hockey Club fan. Yes, I figured if I was going to start watching hockey, pick the newest team, The NFL, I'm kind of up for grabs. I've been a Jets fan the last few years, and just watching them. I'm a little bit more excited now that we've got some new management, might be having a new quarterback. But if I was looking at the Chargers and the Browns, but I really think it's looking like I'm going to stick with the Jets and see what we got rocking. Start getting some Jets merch and stuff. I am a dog fan to the bone. We could go 0 and fucking 12, and I'm still gonna be screaming, "Go Dogs!" forever. Don't care. But we love college football on this channel. That is, when it's college football season, I'm choosing college football over the NFL every time. Every time. I just think it's a little bit more fun to watch. It's not that I feel like the NFL is fixed, but we never have any allegations or accusations of shit being fixed. I mean, the game is just, there's 124, I think, D1 college football teams. There's just so much more that can go down. You got the aspect of these kids aren't doing it for a job. They have to pass classes, take these tests, do all this. Obviously, they have some leeway, but, I prefer college over the NFL. And we are Braves fans. I am a little worried about the season this year. We did not make many moves. We did not have a full starting 5 rotation in a lot of fans' eyes. Baseball will be a whole separate video next Monday, a little off-season deep dive. We're gonna have some watch parties. I think to start it off, we'll just do it on YouTube, But eventually, I would like to get it on Kick, because I like the non-censorship that they have going on over there. That is not a political statement in the slightest. That is not a political statement. Eventually, I would like to have, some people on and be able to watch that know what they're talking about, be able to hold a conversation. I love stats. I love a fucking bookworm when it comes to sports. So if you like to talk stats and watch the game, hit me up. We are going to be a foul-mouthed, competitive, twisted sense of humor type of watch parties. You know what I mean? I don't see a point in people getting mad or upset over something that is completely based around a game, and that is sports. At the end of the day, sports is just games. So we're not gonna take it too serious. It's supposed to be fun, so we're gonna make it fun. So I think that is all we have to talk about in terms of non-sports related. We got that out the way, so now we're gonna get straight to the stats. Congratulations to the Eagles. They beat the dog shit out of the Chiefs yesterday. Front four looked insane. We're on Pat's ass all day. Cooper DeJean on his birthday with a pick six. I feel like after the pick six, it took every bit of air that was left after Bradley Cooper led an Eagles chant. I mean, that gave me chills. And I'm not an Eagles fan. So, the Eagles took a lot of shit all year long with just the fact people were saying A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts weren't on the same page. Devonta was hurt a little bit this year. Saquon has carried them. If they didn't have Saquon, they couldn't have done it. Saquon didn't show up in the Super Bowl like everybody thought he would. I feel like with the year he had, he is perfectly allowed to not have 180 fucking yards and 2 touchdowns. I think that's okay. That's okay. But Jalen Hurts, once again, shows up when they need him to. Has been doing it since college. It's hard to hate him, man. It's hard to hate him. On top of the media alone being on their ass. So they have dogs, Georgia Bulldogs, and just straight dogs up and down the roster. I picked against them, though. That's what I'm going to say that right now. I did pick against them. But, they already had a couple of back-to-back champions from the Bulldogs. So they know what they're doing. I think the Eagles are here to stay. That defense, at least, is here to stay. The Chiefs. I want to address the Patrick Mahomes hate and the maybe people saying that he's not a good quarterback. Because I know it's a few out there, but I just want to put it in perspective that if you took Patrick Mahomes and put him on 75% of the teams in the league, put him on a different team, that team is automatically a contender in anybody's eyes. If that was a preseason prediction, they would be automatically top 5. Travis Kelce, I'm a sucker for the tight end position. I love the tight end position. So, I'm not going to lie. Kelce has been kind of down bad, been a little underwhelming for about 3 years now. And I don't really know what it is. I think, like the running back position, the tight end position does not have a long life expectancy in the NFL, being as they're blocking 320-pound men before they're running out and possibly getting lit up by a 200-pound man running full speed at him. So I think the fact that Travis Kelce is a top 5 tight end in any tight end conversation is says enough. Maybe he does make a bounce back, but I have kind of lost. I think Travis Kelce might be just kind of a role player for the Chiefs now. He's not going to be that dynamic, dominant guy anymore, and that's fine. If you can take a back seat and play a role, that's even better than you being a star, to be honest. The Chiefs are odds-on favorites to win the Super Bowl next year. Fucking hours after the Super Bowl. They are loaded up with young talent. They'll be fine. They will be back. The Ravens are up there with them. So my top 5 teams of the year, in no order, just my 5 teams that I thought either shocked me or just had a phenomenal year. And then I got 2 honorable mentions as well. So my 5 teams are the Broncos. Showed up. Bo Nix is an NFL quarterback, y'all. Who would have thought? All them years in college. He might get on some practice. The Chargers, just young talent. Justin Herbert is a dog. Vlad McConkey ended up actually having I knew he would have some part in their offense, but no, he ended up being a large chunk of it. I think they had a couple running backs get hurt as well, so I like them. The Lions had a lackluster playoffs. Weren't expecting that one, but who was expecting the Commanders to come out and do that this year? The Bills, obviously, Ravens. Just phenomenal offenses in all year long. They just tore defenses up, My 2 honorable mentions are the Steelers and the Vikings. With quarterback questions around them, the Steelers just, no matter who was back there, were making it fucking happen. And the Vikings, Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold is an NFL quarterback, y'all. I thought his career was going to die with the NFL films I'm seeing ghosts shit, So I'm really happy to see that he kind of came back and is having a good year, Might get him a little contract somewhere, because they did draft J.J. McCarthy last year. He got hurt, so I think they're going to rock with J.J., obviously. But after that, I got 3 teams that I'm really, really excited to see what they do next year. And one is the Vikings, like I just said. I think their offense is good if they can get, Myles Garrett wants to be traded. They're saying they're not going to trade it. I think if the Vikings make a move on Myles Garrett, they might be a real freaking threat next year. Real threat. The Bears. The Bears, I think, finally might have figured something out right there at the end of the year. They started pushing. Caleb started playing really well. I hated on Caleb, man. I did not like what I saw in college. He didn't impress me much. But there was a couple times this year I was watching the games, and that boy's got an arm on him, man. He's throwing darts. I saw him throw through some tiny windows in a game. I don't remember who they were playing, but Keenan Allen, he was fitting some balls in small windows for Keenan Allen. It was like 3 passes in a row. I was very impressed. He earned a little bit of my respect. And then the Broncos, just with how they looked this year and the moves that they made and the quarterback, they got him a quarterback now. I'm really excited to see them next year. I think they will be shocking a lot of people. And that's all we're going to talk about on football. Football season is over, so we're going to be doing a deep dive on the draft. In the next few months, we're going to let some things play out, some trades go down, some free agency come down before we start talking about next year's NFL. Basketball. What a week of basketball it was. We're going to start with the trade deadline. There's so much that happened that I am not going to be able to touch all of it, but we're going to do top 3 trade deadline moves, in my opinion. I think they're pretty obvious. Number 1 is the Lakers-Mavs trade. Obviously, Lakers trade AD, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick for Luka Doncic, Max Kleber, and Markieff Morris. Now, the Jazz apparently got screwed over in there, and they get Jalen Hood-Schifino 2 2025 second rounds, one of them from the Clippers. I think, personally, all around, it's a confusing trade. Now we know AD got hurt in his first freaking game with them and is out. It says weeks. I've seen indefinitely. I've seen a bunch of things, but he did drop a double-double. But this is, as a Lakers fan, this is what they're going to deal with. He's not going to play every game. He's played a lot more this year than he has in the last 4 years, and that is a statistical, analytical fact. He's played a lot. Him and LeBron have come out and tried to, even back-to-backs, they're playing, but he's already got major issues with his knees and his back. So, this is what they're going to deal with. The Lakers are left with no center at all. Just no starter. We got a couple of guys that, they can move down there, but no big man, no physical big man. So they're saying Luka's going to make his first start probably tonight versus the Pacers. And then I think the Lakers are going to have to make a move in the offseason or in the draft, I think that's the only option. I don't really see how they're going to make it happen, win any type of anything with no center in a league where you've got to have, two mobile, maybe one mobile and two bigger, stronger guys, So next trade, we've got the Spurs getting De'Aaron Fox, Jordan McLaughlin. The Bulls getting Zach Collins, Kevin Huerter, Trey Jones, and the Spurs 2025 first-round pick. The Kings get Zach LaVine, Sidi Sissoko, and then this is where it gets a little insane. The Kings get a 2025 first and second-round pick, a 2027 first-round pick, two 2028 second-rounders, and a 2031 first-round pick. I love the Kings in this trade deadline. They are making it happen. For the long run. It gives the Spurs a long-term point guard for Wemby. De'Aaron Fox is he's amazing. We love him, I think the Bulls waited too long to tank. I have a friend who is a Bulls fan that he tells me this every year. They play for mediocre. They play for the mid game. Wait too long to start tanking for a draft pick, for a lottery pick. The third trade deadline pick is this Jimmy Butler move. Now, I did not realize until I really did a deep dive on it that this is a 5-team deal in the 12th freaking hour. Last second move of the trade deadline. The Warriors get Jimmy Butler and 2 second-rounders and cash. The Heat get Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, Davion Mitchell, just one 2025 protected first-round pick. The Jazz get Josh Richardson, K.J. Martin, 2028 and a 2031 second-round pick and cash. The Pistons get Lindy Waters III, Dennis Schroeder, and a 2031 second-round pick. And the Raptors get P.J. Tucker, 2026 second-rounder, and cash. I don't even know where to start with this one, honestly. Jimmy Butler is a 35-year-old guy in a contract year. They did extend him 2 years, $112 million, which will make him 37 at the end of the contract. There's no way he can pull this shit again. There's no way that Jimmy Butler is going to pull this shit again. I love Jimmy Butler. I think he earned a whole lot of respect about, 2-3 years ago in the playoffs when he just made a phenomenal run. Just made it freaking happen. I think a lot of people realize that Jimmy Butler is actually a first-tier NBA player. So I think him being with Steph, though, and Steph can kind of teach him the ways of, shooting. Now that he's getting a little older, he can teach him how to just shoot get a couple more years. I think it's good. I think it's good for the Warriors at least, if Jimmy can act right. The Heat, I think it's a great move for the Heat. Great move. Love Andrew Wiggins. He's athletic. A little bit of a shooter. Kyle Anderson, a shooter. Davion Mitchell, one-on-one guy. Get to the basket. I love it. Love it. My honorable mention is Dennis Schroeder being traded 4 times in 24 hours. 4 times. And before I even tell you the teams, he signed a 1-year deal, 2 years in a row with the Lakers in the last second of the offseason. So the man's just been tossed around for a while, for 3-4 years now. So he started out with the Golden State Warriors. They traded him to Miami. Miami traded him to the Jazz, and then the Jazz traded him to the Pistons. He had made his debut last night. I didn't see the stat line, but Pistons seemed like they're gonna keep him, and they're excited about having him. I think the Lakers, the Heat, and the Kings win the deadline, with the Lakers getting Luka in the long run with LeBron. I don't know when he's going to retire, but he's on the way out eventually in the next 4 years. There's no way he lasts more than 4 years. I hope we can come back to this moment and say that he played till he was 45 and say I was wrong in this moment, because that'd be amazing. The Heat, I think they made some moves to win right now, to win this year, where they think that they can get it done. Heat are a young team, a very young team. I like it. And then the Kings. I think the Kings are playing the long game on top of making it, giving it a shot right now. I love Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine has showed a lot of people that he is not just a dunker, y'all. He is not just a dunker. That man can score, which they got all those picks. If they can play it right, I think they're good. I think the Kings are going to be here to stay. Which I also love the Kings because they have never won one. No matter what sport it is, I love to see a team win their first championship. So my top 5 teams to win the chip this year, right now, are the Thunder, Celtics, Nuggets, Knicks, and Cavs. I think Celtics, reigning champions, have just looked amazing. I mean, they're great. The Thunder are so young. They just got Holmgren back last week. SGA's been a dog. They are young and athletic. I love it. I love the Thunder. The Nuggets, I want the Nuggets to win because I want Russ to get him a ring before he leaves. Russell Westbrook has played his ass off and tried to do it by himself for so long. And I think I would love to see the Nuggets win it. The Knicks are young. They're a very interesting team. They're a tough team. They definitely rep the New York name very well. I think they could tough their way through the East. The East is kind of up for grabs right now. And then the Cavs, young. I mean, started out. I think it was 18-1. I think they look real good. Teams I'm excited about for the next few years. I love homegrown teams. I love when they have athletic guys. I love a guy that can jump out of the fucking gym. And they can do both. It's not just a shooter, So the Heat, as I said, with all of the moves that they made, they're playing the game right now. They want to win right now. But they're young enough that they can do it for years to come. The Raptors made a lot of moves, picked up Brandon Ingram, picked up some draft picks. They got PJ Tucker, a little defensive guy. I know he's a little bit older, but I like the Raptors. I feel like they don't get a lot of respect, especially for the championship they won a couple years ago. The Pistons and Rockets, for the same reason. They are so young, and every guy up and down that roster is so athletic. I think if they have the right coaches around those guys, and the Rockets are in a really nice place right now. Pistons are either first team out or last team in right now. I don't really know, but I know they're sitting about 500. I don't see anything stopping them at all. I just one more team I'd say that I'm really excited about is the Clippers. They just picked up Ben Simmons. Let's see if Ben Simmons make a little bit of a comeback. Give James Harden a ring. I don't know. Basketball's in a really good place right now, though. It's really exciting to see these moves. These moves are the type of moves that GMs are sitting by the phone, shitting themselves, waiting for that. Let's make it happen. Let's do it. And then hang the phone up and throw up. These moves take so much secrecy. They take so many different meetings and just these are some cold-blooded moves. GMs are not playing around. They are ready to make a change in the NBA, and I'm excited to see it because ratings are up. I'm excited with LeBron retiring here soon. We've got some guys that are out here got a chance to take the league over, So that's all we got to talk about in terms of football and basketball. We're going to be, like I said, doing a deep dive on baseball next Monday. I'm going to do a little research for the next few days on what the off season looked like. And we're going to talk about some salary cap. Are the Dodgers changing or are they ruining baseball? We're going to talk about that because I feel a certain way. We're going to have some predictions too. Little preseason standing predictions, MVP, Cy Young, division winners. We're going to do an early college football top team predictor, a couple of draft predictions too. All of these will be separate videos just over the off season. With baseball season being here, we're going to do some baseball talks a lot. So we're very excited. We're very excited for the end of basketball season, and it's baseball season, y'all. Pitchers and catchers, doing it. We got spring training start soon down in Florida, so let's do it, y'all. Let's do it. Comment your favorite baseball team and who you think is going to win the World Series this year. Let me know. Doses, y'all.